Hi, BookTube. It's Gina. I've got some books to share with you today. I forgot for a second what I wanted to say, which is I've got some books to share with you today. Wah! I am back in my natural habitat, my home in the Pacific Northwest, after a glorious 2 weeks at a condo in Newport Beach. The weather was wonderful there. I did some used book shopping and some new book shopping. I was working, so during the day I was working. I took my computer, and then in the evenings I was doing some fun things. When I travel, I don't know about you guys, but I will search for used bookstores near me, and that's sort of what I do when I travel. I also hit some thrift stores. I don't know if you also thrift, but when I'm traveling, I do sometimes do some thrift storing. I found this little dress. You can't really see it here, but I love to thrift because I'm not a big like clothes person, but I did have a list of a few things that I wanted. I wanted a dress that was not black and not knit, and this is a black background, but it's a little bit floral. I wanted some baggy jeans, and I wanted a white button-down, no iron shirt. And I could have gone online and bought all of these things and spent $300, but I went to the thrift store and spent $25 and found the three things that were on my list. So that was very exciting. I'm not sure why I'm talking about thrift storing when I really wanted to talk about books, but I'm having one of those days today. So, I did go to Barnes& Noble in Palm Desert, which was a fun little day trip that I did. I have a friend that still lives there. I was I went to high school in Palm Desert, and so I wanted to just go out and drive around, go exploring. I was feeling a little nostalgic, so I drove past my old high school, which had been completely leveled and rebuilt, which was a shock to me. But I also went to the old mall where we used to hang out when I was in high school. We hung out at this mall. There was a ice skating rink in the mall, which is now long gone, but the mall is still there, and there's a Barnes & Noble. And so I bought some books there. I bought some used books at a couple places, and I'll tell you this. So I'm going to show you the Barnes & Noble books first, because I bought four. The first is the new release edition of Hercule Poirot's Christmas by Agatha Christie. I've been buying Christmas books because I was thinking I was going to do some Christmas reading, and I will, and I have been, but Christmas is going to be here in a couple days. I'm just not sure where the time has gone. So all these books I wanted to read before Christmas, I'm probably not going to get to, because I do have to work tomorrow and the rest of the day today. But I'm excited about this. So this might just have to go into a little pile of to be read next year for Christmas books. I also found these super duper cute little kind of pamphlet books. The first is Christmas with Louisa May Alcott, and the second is Christmas with L.M. Montgomery. Are these not the cutest little things you've seen in there? Just basically little short stories. This one is, the Louisa May Alcott one is A Christmas Dream and How It Came to Be True and How It All Happened. And then the L.M. Montgomery one has a couple stories in it also. It's A Christmas Inspiration, A Christmas Mistake, and Christmas at Redbutt. So I will probably get to those before Christmas. Then I did go to a bookstore called Bookman in Orange, but I didn't find anything there. And then I went to Book Off in Costa Mesa, and if it weren't for Taking Tea with Catherine, I would never have thought to go to Book Off, but she lives in New York, and Book Off is one of her favorite used bookstores. And so when I saw that pop up, I was like, oh, it's going to be good. And it was. It was big. It had lots of selection. And I did find two books there. One is Murder in an Irish Bookshop, Look at that cover. Isn't that adorable? By Carleen O'Connor. I don't know anything about this one. It just, it was a cover by. I saw it and I thought it looked adorable. And then the second is A Brightness Long Ago by Guy Gavriel Kay. And he's one of my new favorite authors. I read this and I read Tigana. Was it last year? I think it was last year. It wasn't this year. It must have been last year. And I read this on my Kindle, and I loved it. And so it's one that I knew I would have wanted in my library. So when I found this one for inexpensive at Book Off, I went ahead and grabbed that. And then when I got home from the beach, I also had done a thrift books shop. So I had a few books waiting for me when I got home from that I had ordered from Thrift Books. The first is Murder for Christmas by Frances Duncan. I actually already read this one on my Kindle while I was in Newport Beach. This was a fun little, I think maybe, gosh, was it set in the 1930s? Sort of a golden age mystery. There was a couple of things about it that I felt like didn't really make sense, but overall it was a fun read. So this will go in on my Christmas shelf. And then this is An Irish Country Christmas by Patrick Taylor. I was just browsing through thrift books for Christmas books, and this popped up, and I think everything I bought was probably under a few dollars each. So I figured I'd go ahead and grab this one. I had read the Irish Country Doctor this year and really enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I liked it a lot. And so I thought this would be a fun one to read for Christmas. And look at that cover. Isn't that adorable? Next, I got Envious Casca by Georgette Heyer. This has been renamed in subsequent printings to, I can't remember what, something about like a Christmas house murder or something with the word Christmas in it, because this is a Christmas murder mystery. So I'm a big fan of Georgette Heyer. I've read a couple of her other mysteries, and I've read one of her romances, and I really enjoy her writing style, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I found a kid's version of A Christmas Carol, which has these fun illustrations in it. So I already have another, I bought A Christmas Carol and some other stories edition, but this one I just thought was cute. And I actually ordered this one before I found the other one. I think, did I buy that at a thrift store? I can't remember now. I'm telling you, my brain is going somewhere. And then I did buy 3 kids books. I got Christmas in the Big Woods, a first Little House book. So it's sort of an adaptation of the scene in Little House in the Big Woods. Unfortunately, this is in pretty rough shape. The whole binding is coming out, so I don't think it's gonna last for long. It's just, yeah, it's pretty rough. So this one might just have to go in the garbage. I'm not sure. I could probably flip through it, but it's not in good shape. And then I also got The Story of Holly and Ivy. This one is by Rumer, Godden, and the artwork is by Barbara Cooney. And I only bought this because I had just read Rumer, Godden's, I don't know. I can't remember now the name of that book that I just read like 2 months ago. China Court. Thank goodness. So this just popped up and I thought it looked super cute. It's got really nice illustrations and it's a picture book, but it's not like a first reader by any means because it's got fairly small font. So I will definitely read this before Christmas. I just thought that looked so cute. And then the last kids book that I got is this Mr. Willowby's Christmas Tree. Now I don't remember if this is by Robert Barry. I don't remember if I read this book as a kid or if there was a cartoon made of it, but I remember this from when I was little. And so when I saw this, and also my hair's getting on my nerves today. God, I hate it when people sit there and play with their hair on camera. This may not even see the light of day. We'll see. But this story is super duper cute because it is about a Christmas tree that is a smidge too big. So Mr. Willowby hacks the top off of it, and the tree keeps getting the top hacked off of it and getting smaller and smaller and smaller until finally the tiny, tiny little top ends up at the mouse house. And I think this is so sweet. It goes from, let's see, Mr. Willowby to a bear family to a, let's see, is it down to then a fox family, So it keeps getting littler and littler and going to smaller and smaller animals as the day progresses, and it's adorable. And then I have two new books that I got from Book Depository, and the first is A Country House Christmas, Treasure on Earth, a magical memoir of an Edwardian Christmas by Phyllis, Elinor, Sandeman. And this was a recommendation by someone in the comments section when I was talking about Christmas books, and I'm super excited to read this. It's also short, but it's a memoir all about how this Edwardian family spent their fairly extravagant, it sounds like, Christmas. So very excited about that. And then lastly, I saved the best for last. This is the J.R.R. Tolkien Letters from Father Christmas, edited by Bailey Tolkien. So these are the letters that J.R.R. Tolkien wrote to his kids as they were growing up. And what I like about this edition so much is it's got the letter, the actual letter on one side, and then it's got the printed text of the letter for easy readability on the other. And so this is probably not something I will sit down and read the entire thing of, but I'm definitely going to flip through it and read some Christmas letters. Just, oh, it's so cute, you guys. I'm absolutely loving this. Look at this. There's just beautiful letters, and let's see if there's any other illustrations. I haven't even had a chance to start reading this yet since I've been back from my trip. Here's another cute picture. So once again, I've got a big stack of books to dig into. I think I'm going to probably prioritize to read, well, I'm definitely going to read these two. I've already read Mr. Willowby's. I'm going to dip into Father Christmas, and I possibly might start in on this one. But if you could see now, I've just got a big pile of books around me, which is always a delight. So I think that's all I have to talk about today. I'll talk to you later. Bye.